Team Wars Week 6 review. We're going to be shoutcasting and going through all of our games from last week on all 5 of our accounts. The way that we do it, we start it with what we consider the easiest games first, and we progressively get into more difficult games and have like a main event at the end, if you will. So stick around to the end. That's going to be the big one, but I appreciate you watching. We're going to be putting this up on YouTube, so say hello to YouTube in the chat. That's going to disappear here in a little bit. My head's going to go onto my new kid as a little bucket head so that to not distract you from the game, my luscious locks won't distract you anymore from the game. We're going to go through the do's and don'ts of Team Wars so that the next time you run into this deck or any deck similar to it, you're going to be better prepared, as well as just in general, you're going to understand how to play Team Wars better. So let's get right into it. We got the music chilling in the background, and we got Taminator from Fingerbang. These are just going to play right through, so we're just going to go right with it. We got Taminator, we got the Cows, Coop, Stan, Catapult. Catapult Timmy is arguably the best lead. A lot of people like putting him behind New Kid. I like him in the corner here because it makes it more difficult for Stan of Many Moons to get the full damage on the Catapult. Now, I like to play when somebody leads with a tank behind their New Kid. I like to play an assassin on the opposite side so that they're forced to play something on the opposite side of their tank. So then instead of having to play a card, instead of spending my 10 energy and playing a card to deal with their tank and having to deal with it too soon and get the fight on their side, I can deal with these cards, which will then push into it. And you'll see that benefits me in the end. So he plays his hamsters. He even plays the Catapult. Probably doesn't have to do that there. But my level advantage there makes Paladin a little bit scary. So we're going to go ahead and get the Stan out. He's probably going to get power binded. You pretty much couldn't rely on Stan the Great at all this week to do any sort of damage. So we get the double hit, actually, with the Labard and the Sam. I think I screwed it up. Let's roll that back, actually. You want to hit Labard first, because then it'll wipe him. No, Labard. So Labard was a little late. If Labard goes first, Labard lowers their total HP so that Sam wipes him out completely. But that still worked out really well. He did very low damage. So with Team Wars and Cows, it's all about the counterplay after they try to play the Cows. That power bind wasn't going to help him with anything, so that's poorly done there. That Labard wasn't really going to stop anything. At this point, it's pretty much game over. The only thing that could maybe defend here would be if he had a higher level Grand Wizard Cartman he could plop in the middle, because I can't just remove that. But at the end of the day, the Cows were just going to come out again and take the final bar. Especially for Team Wars with the Cows, you really want to, if you have the advantage, you want to push that advantage, because anything could happen and they could get a Cows out and take 2 bars off you or something. Especially a week like this where I'm pretty sure Drow was an option, right? You don't want to get in a situation where he can just murder you with the Cows. Now you can see here the Catapult behind New Kid versus the Catapult in the corner. You'll see how it plays out a little bit. The benefit of playing it at New Kid is you can get your ability off more often, because you can see part of my ability range is up in the ether up there. It's not really useful. So we're just going to counterplay the tower, or counterplay the Coop in the Coop, and then get the Frontier out, which I'm sure he was going to get out as well. Most of the time this week, if they were going to play Coop, they're going to play the Frontier. He's in good shape here, but the low level Sam is kind of worrisome. But you can see here, look at the difference. Look at the difference in the battle and the placement of my Timmy versus him Timmy, right? Him Timmy. I am Timmy right now. Timmy is in terrible position. Timmy's in front of his fucking tanks, or the fighters. It's just a terrible situation. Meanwhile, my Timmy up in the corner, protected by my tank. The only thing he could do is play a tank here, but playing a tank midline is typically a bad play, especially on a week where there's DSR as an option. No, sir. So that Timmy gets immediately killed. So you see that my Timmy, he needed to play those hamsters to kill the Timmy. But meanwhile, his Timmy died just naturally from my cocks. That's what she said. We are handicapped. We're apparently molesting handicapped people. I don't know what's happening. We're all over the board tonight. But that extra damage from the Frontier, we one-shot him. I think we would have one-shot him at 5 anyway. But this is what I mean. Like, as soon as you take the bar, you play the fucking cows. Because there's no Satan, there's no ink in it, there's nothing that he can do. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. So you don't have to play conservatively in Team Wars. You can just dick on him when you have the advantage. And that's why having a level advantage is usually a big benefit in Team Wars, because when New Kid doesn't kill stuff, you can push into it and build pushes and counter, and it's just deadly. So here's an example. You know, maybe if I would have had an assassin, I would have played the assassin against the Grand Wizard, but we're just going to slow play here. Playing the slave with the coup but they're level 3, so I knew my Timmy killed him in one shot, so I wasn't really worried. But playing the slave versus the coup is really good because it stays on your side. The slave has to hit the coup over and over again, the cocks rather, and you just have to worry about, or you don't have to worry about the coup doing damage enough to the slave to matter, right? So it's really just, so we played. That wasn't really good to play the cows there. I should have played them on the corner, but they did end up killing the low level Timmy anyway, so it's no big deal. There's not much this guy can do. He's just very low leveled. But even if his cards were leveled, I mean, not much would have been different. That's what a lot of people say. A lot of people are like, oh, you just won because of levels. But then, like, if you watch the game back, it's like nothing would have been different. No different play would have, like, levels wouldn't matter. And a lot of times, my play changes based on levels. Like, if I'm going to play differently if you have higher level, you know, I'm going to defend level 7 cows differently than I defend level 5 cows, right? Like, I understand the differences there and the need for more energy or whatever it might be. So we don't have the power bind in hand for the Psalm, but he power binds Grand Wizard, which is arguably one of the worst use cases because this week we got Drow and we got Psalm. So we're going to go ahead and use this. We're going to hope that we can maybe get the power bind or get the shield off just in time. Yes, he does use the Psalm with the shield, so the only person who takes the damage is the Drow. Well played. It wouldn't matter if his Psalm was level 7 there, bitches. All right, we play the coup just to protect the Drow a little bit. The cock magic comes out. I mean, it's not bad, but they'll take the bar. Pretty funny if you ask me. Actually, I could play Frontier right there and get a lot of damage, but they were going to die to the blast anyway. Now you play Frontier. Each one of these can do 2 or 3 hits before he dies, and by the time the other one gets there, it compacts it. So it gets pretty crazy. Compounds it, not compacts it. Did he just whiff the power bind? One of these guys played it to start. Like, he cycled power bind. I don't think that's a good... A lot of people think that's a good play, but I would rather wait for him to play something than play a power bind early, because like the moment my enemy plays power bind, I just like slam energy and he's 2 energy down the rest of the game. All right, we got Mike Little Hills. We do have 1 loss this week, so be on the lookout for us. Mike Little Hills. We did actually have a really close call with some 6,500 guys, so we'll be on the lookout for that one too. Oh, well then he did whiff it then, yeah. All right, we're going to power bind. I mean, this power bind is really just for the Psalm, so even if it's low level, that's still the play. Now, here's where you protect your range with a tank. Now you have a traditional range tank setup here, which is good. Timmy's slow, so Timmy's not going to walk in front of the Grand Wizard. Grand Wizard helps deal with the roosters, because I wasn't sure if Timmy was gonna enough. But you see, at the last moment here, we find out that the coop was actually this rooster was gonna come down to Grand Wizard, but you see that I pushed Grand Wizard up a little bit with the Paladin so that the coop would go to the Grand Wizard, so that I didn't have to worry about the coop sneaking by and doing a bunch of damage to New Kid, because level 4 coop can do a lot of damage to level 14 New Kid. Terrence Mephisto, terrible choice this week. I don't know which one he was for, but I can't imagine any of the range cards I have being Terrence Mephisto instead. I mean, I like the freeze ray, but if it was freeze ray power bind is just too important. So nothing you can do there. We're going to just go ahead and play the cows, swooping in, pushing everybody forward. Everybody's doing damage. Everybody's having a good time. We can get the shield out on this second one. This pretty much just protects us from him playing something. I don't think there was any options really that could have done damage immediately though. So that guy held out longer than most. All right, now we got Ward Kuma. Akuma? Is this you? We do have the catapult. I'll probably lead Paladin here after the catapult. Well, you know, I might play Cow Stampede into... Okay, this is okay. Play that. We know we have the energy here. We want to wait till the first one is no longer stampeding. That's a very small thing, but a very important thing is to, if you're playing cows against cows, which is a very, very viable play because it does two things. One, it disrupts their movement and gets them harder to hit new kid, and your cows do the splash damage of their thing to them, so it helps deal with them. But it's important to wait until that first cow stops, or else the moment you play, you take immediate stampede damage from that first one. And if you're plus 18, that plus 18 actually gets applied to... The plus 18 isn't much, but if you would add a plus 5, you know, it's like plus 20 something. That's added to the stampede damage, if you didn't know that. So if you boost the cows with Commander Hat, they do work. So you see me, my cows kind of bust through him. I shield them so they're not taking stampede damage. And by the time the cows get to me, they almost have no health. The rats from the catapult helping me out. And my cows are mostly full health, heading towards New Kid. Now going to be able to take a bar and have a good counter here. That was a bad drow. I should have played the drow to save that one cow. Get a couple extra hits there, but nothing too troublesome here. Sam is going to wipe it out. No, you see the power bind coming late there. You see me laughing at him. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, that's funny, bro. All right, there we go. Ward Kuma. I'm in the middle of something, bro. Chazman 989. This is the adventure lock, right? So this is very low levels. We got Chicken Coop level 2, Kyle the Drow level 4, not terrible. Labard level 5, not bad. Terrence 6, Stan 5. So we have a few cards that are leveled. The cows are going to be leveled. A few things are going to be leveled. So we'll see. So that's a good omen for us. We're going to just go the bottom side here because we don't want to play. The thing about this deck is that a lot of times you'll get into a situation where you might take a bar, but then you cannot defend because the only thing I have in my hand to defend are trash cards. So you have to be kind of careful about when you play your cards. And if you can get away with playing one of the lower level cards, you got to do it. You know, like if I can get away with playing Terrence or something like that, you got to do it. Or Kyle the Drow, something like that, you have to take that chance. So now the Grand Wizard is going unadulterated up, but we do have level 4 Slave. The Adventure Lock, some way, somehow, has level 4 Slave. We prevent the Grand Wizard damage. This is good here. We're taking out, all right, the high level Sam does take out the shield from the Slave. There you go, boom. Okay, we do it again. We shield the Stan Mini Moons. But he is able to get a hit off. That Grand Wizard hit my new kid? From there? From there? From there? What? That was a little sketch. That was long. All right, now we're just playing him. We get some extra damage on the Labard. Can we take out the Sam? No, we don't. So his Sam level 4 does a good job there. We're not going to be able to stop the Labard. No, we do stop the Labard, but we're just careful with the Paladin just in case. Paladin coming behind the Slave. Here we go, here we go. Top side. Okay, here we go. That's good. The cows come through. They're going to be very hard to deal with, especially if a bunch of stuff is already hitting the Slave. The shield doesn't go on New Kid. Those level 6 cows are going to come through. Chip, chap, poop, poop, poop. All right, we might get 3 here. Might get 3 with the cows. The cows level 6 aren't getting hurt by anything, really. He plays his cows into me. This is trouble. Those you can never sleep on those cows. You never know. They could take you out. But... ooh, the cow's not doing any damage to the hamsters. The hamsters riding along them the whole time, and even with the Frontier, Stan the Great takes everything out. And the level of Stan the Great clears out everybody. Well done. Well done. And we got another one with the Adventure Lock. J. Trevor the Assassin. Right, he leads. Now, I have a terrible hand to deal with him right now. You prefer some other stuff. Grand Wizard leveled is okay to play because he gets his blast. He pauses them. You have to play something else right away with it. Terrence Mephisto, too slow, doesn't work. Slave, too slow, doesn't work. Kyle could work because the shield can help you. So we're probably going to play. All right, we cycled our cows, though, so that's good. They're taking less damage. Boom, 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 boom. We'll see if we do what I said. We'll see if we do what I say and we wait for that first one to hit or not, or if we played like potatoes. Did we wait? Did we wait? Oh, it worked out. It worked out perfectly. It worked out perfectly. I don't think I purposely waited, but the timing ended up working out. So you see his cows barely do any damage. Now see, he played his Grand Wizard into me, which you'll see does do okay to stop the cows because you can stop them right there. But it's not very much damage, especially if I have the shield out there with the drow. So that was a bad play on his part. He should have played anything else but that. The cows are going through to take the 2, but we got to be careful. We got the Grand Wizard coming at us, and we don't really have a great thing to deal with the Grand Wizard. That was a mistake there. Could have maybe taken the bar with a shielded Labard, but we can't play our Grand Wizard, so we got to be careful. This is a tricky play, but he's stupid, and he played his ability immediately. He should have waited and used the ability when it would have broken the slave heal, because now he doesn't have very much that can break the slave heal. So we're going to go ahead and actually give the bar up to the Grand Wizard and know that he's not going to take 3 bars from us, and we are going to take 3 once we get this cow going. All right, we play the Frontier there just to put the damage out. We're pushing him a little bit further away, force him to use the ability right now. All right, and now we're going to push the top side. He's busy dealing with that over there, not paying attention, and we take it out. Well done. Well done. Now we have blue, Odd Elephant, blue Buckethead. This one is marked as a good game. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate you guys stopping by. We have about 6 minutes left of games, I believe. So here we're waiting. We're hoping that he plays a tank, and then I play the paladin on the top side. So same thing here. It's a basic strategy you can utilize any week. Forces him to play the Coop on the top side. In this case, he actually could have just played the Grand Wizard ability and it would have dealt with me, but some people are scared about that. They don't know the damage. Level 7 Paladin comes at you. Maybe you're worried. So I play counter here. Grand Wizard, this is perfect. Don't use the ability. Wait until it's useful. Not quite useful. No real reason to use abilities unless they're useful. In Team Wars, you sometimes only get them once. So that power bind was kind of my idea. You hold on to the Grand Wizard so you still get at least 1 hit off with him, and then you play the drow, knowing that he's going to get power binded or hoping he gets power binded, so that when you eventually play the Stand of Many Moons, you don't have to worry about the power bind at all. So we're going to probably stack behind here. We're going to try to push the Grand Wizard away so he doesn't get another hit off on New Kid. I don't know if he's far enough. We're going to find out right about now. I did have to push him further away. I should have played the Chaos Hamsters, but I'm not worried at all because we have a pretty decent push going in. We're going to go ahead and power bind this because that could potentially impact my cows. We both made a mistake, but he thought differently, thought that maybe this would work, but the shield comes out at the perfect time. No New Kid damage. And Drow sits in the back, doesn't get hit, but he does get hit by the Psalm. So that does clear out. He does get my Psalm, so this is good for him. He's playing well, but nothing is taking out my slave, so that's keeping him busy on the backside. Meanwhile, my hamsters are going to come in, force him to play his ability into nothing and not do anything there. The slave is going to get onto New Kid and take the bar here. No, there's enough damage coming. There's a lot of damage that came out from New Kid and Drow and shit. But the Frontier comes out with those cocks and takes out the Drow. Good for us. And then the Coop takes out the New Kid. We're going to go ahead and play Coop on the top side to counter his Coop with that. Then we can play Paladin on the bottom side. Like I said, force the issue. You don't want him to be able to play the cows and take 2 bars and come back. It's going to work out for us because now our cows are primed and ready. We can jump right through the Labard, knock him back. Doesn't really threaten us, and he does hella damage because that plus 22 on every hit. And the Odd Elephant takes him down. You want to try to kill stuff with the cows. You don't want to play cows on an empty field. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Jerome, how you doing, buddy? Macumba Beto Guapo. Macumba Matata. What a wonderful phrase. All right, we got Grand Wizard leading on the backside versus Catapult. Good lead versus better lead, in my opinion. You'll see the Paladin on the top side most likely, but I might play slow here. We'll see. Now we do decide to play slow. Nope, we do play the Paladin. It's a patented Glanzer move. Forces him, see that? Force him to do something. Grand Wizard doesn't give a fuck because he played it late. We get the double power bind. Very well done. We're going to play our Grand Wizard in Frontier. Now, this is a good chance for his Frontier to come out and do some damage with that AoE. Maybe kill the Timmy, but no. Doesn't look like it's coming out. We go ahead and use that just to deal with the Psalm. We're going to go ahead and use the cows here just to push. Oh, we put him right into the bar there, which was bad. But we pushed the Grand Wizard away, and now the Grand Wizard will chase the cows. So that... Oh, he didn't. He left him. He left him. So that'll at least give us some time, though, to deal with the Grand Wizard with something else. And we're going to do it with the cows. The Labard comes through, and then the Grand Wizard hits. Maybe one or the other can't see what happened. The health is weird there. I don't know why the health is the same when the third one didn't get hit, did he? Either way, the Grand Wizard does just enough damage, but not quite enough. If it was level 5, it would have been enough. The hamsters on the bottom side, he seems to forget that the hamsters do not get stopped by the enemy new kid in Team Wars. Sam on the backside, playing conservatively here. We could have played him midline to really push it, but we never know what he's got. We're not going to let him take that last bar with the cows, no matter what. Or at least we're going to force him to play the cows and not get it with something else cheap, because that's where you get into trouble. When people start taking the bars with something other than the cows, that's when you get into trouble, because you can't stop the cows. So this is what I was saying. You wait on the Psalm until you're going to get the blast that deals with the shield. Me, personally, I'm just waiting until I can get something else like the Psalm. We're waiting it out. Bada blue. We got all the value from the Frontier there. Instead of using the ability, we took that AoE on the new kid and rode it home. Well played. When Frontier's an option, you have to play your tanks away from new kid. You can't play them near new kid, especially when you have Cox or Psalm or anything that's a fighter coming at you. All right, we've got Rick Reed. I think this was the guy who's the 6500 that gave me trouble. He's got a good lead with the Grand Wizard. He plays it in the corner, which is interesting. Most people play it behind New Kid. Most people would play the Grand Wizard ability here to slow him down, but he's smart to hold it, in my opinion. It's better to have that if you need it, because it is very slow. It's very slow to get that second one. So so a mistake here. That slave, I was expecting to go down and counter the Grand Wizard, but in this case, that is not what happened. We were thinking about playing the Cow Stampede like the other one, but we decided not to. We decided to have him play that 2 energy to stop our Psalm Blast if he wanted to. Now the cows come out. Okay, we're going to hold on to the Psalm Blast until it's definitely effective, which is going to break the slave heal. That's very good for us. Now his levels are going to show here, but the Grand Wizard on the bottom side, we're still not giving him the time of day. We're thinking, all right, we're going to win this before that, but the Psalm does good damage to the cows, and this guy is all of a sudden giving us some trouble. That little rooster, no, the rooster does not take care of the Frontier, which would have been trouble. Would have definitely been harder to deal with the Grand Wizard. Can we get the Grand Wizard? The Psalm kills a couple things on the backside, but our Stand the Great, or Stand of Many Moons, excuse me. The hamsters on the bottom side. Hamsters is a great choice. Such a good card. Deals with him. Now we're in trouble here, though. This 6 energy, or this 5 energy coming at us. Potential could take 2 bars. We use it right here, right when the other 2 were coming through to stop their first hit, which is the quickest one. Now we use the Labard just to make sure we deal with them just in the nick of time. Now these cocks coming through should be good enough, especially with the Drow Shield to stop them from anything that might come through. Well done, Ricky Reed. I wonder if he's related to Riley. He gets fucked just the same. Thankful Team 14. 14444. We got the Buddha box. This guy doesn't want to see the beating he's about to get. Grand Wizard on the bottom side. We're gonna play Paladin on the top side. Like I said, it's tried and true. It's a good use of energy. And that guy. The funny thing is that he almost takes the fucking bar with this cock. Because it's such a good plus 66. If that would have been a level 5, he probably would have taken it. So he cock magics terribly here, so I have no worry at all. I'm going to go ahead and power bind this guy so that there's nothing in his deck really left that can break the slave heal. So we're going to run this. He could play the cows here and deal with the drow, which is interesting. So he does, but because of the way he plays it, knocks the cows out. My cow's not taking the damage. The drow gets knocked out, doesn't get killed, but they do take the bar from me. But we're in good shape because our drow is alive and well, and our cows are still kicking it. We do damage to the hamsters somehow. I don't know how we did that. We attacked the hamsters somehow. Now we're going to play the coop on the top side. Hamsters on the bottom side. The drow is still alive. Brutal, brutal play. Just unfair. I had to put that one late so that we could see that cock magic play. All right, Moody comes in. This one is all about knowing how to counter the cows, understanding how much energy it takes, and knowing that you don't have to spend a lot to stop the sometimes you're not going to stop the cows from taking the bar. Sometimes you just got to eat the bar, use the AoE damage, and go from there, especially if they put other energy into it that AoE will kill. So now we got the coop behind us. Now here's where we happen here. We do it on the bottom side. Right now we're building for the future here. He's going to have that drow. It's going to help us a little bit, but remember that plus 24 applies, so we're going to actually do a lot of damage to this backside here with that boost. We're going to do damage to the catapult and to the drow, and to the backside we're actually dealing damage to the frontier. The frontier dies before we get a chance. The coop comes. The frontier is still bursting it. Oh, beautiful. Frontier does not die to the new kid. That's what makes Team Wars so dangerous. You can't fully reset with that new kid. We're going to go ahead and do that in case he maybe plays the cows or the Labard. Although the Labard doesn't get shielded. Labard damage comes through. That game came through. We got bad company. Good game on definitely not Glanzer. Coming through clutch. We only got a couple games left. Stan the Great comes out. You expect it to get power binded. I'm not using it for the ability. It's just kind of a trade here. So now he's 5 deep. I'm 4 deep. Kind of have the advantage. And he's still a 2-cost pretty good fighter at that point. We're going to go ahead and power bind here. Gives me a little bit of advantage. But we're actually going to slow play because I'm waiting on maybe the Psalm. Maybe he'll play the Psalm 2 and we can get all 3 of them, right? There's nothing that he's played so far that makes me want to power bind. And the way that his cards are walking, his drow is going to be very, very... See, we saved that power bind. We're seeing if we can maybe get it on the drow. We cannot, but we do stop the Timmy. Now, if we get the cows to play mid, we're kind of being conservative here, just being smart. Now we play these to kill the drow. The drow gets a shield off, doesn't really do much. The cows are going to take the bar, and now we start worrying about defense. We get something out there to be able to break the slave heal, but Paladin actually gets played into the new kid blast. Luckily, he survives. The hamsters, I'm sure, would have dealt with the slave heal, though. He did break my slave heal, though, so he's going to turn into some cocks here pretty soon, but my cocks do have the benefit of having that boost from the frontier. So the cock here gets protected, but our cocks have the boost. Beautiful. All right, this is good coming back at him. That's an extra 80 damage out of nowhere. We could power bind this guy. No, he's probably going to die. Yes. Frontier still alive. Plus 2 energy. Negative for the defense. Sometimes you got to play the Psalm just to bait out that 2 energy. Because it's not really good for defense, right? It doesn't give you health. Well played there. Well played. All right. Now, this is the one loss that we took. I think I probably could have prevented it. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. I think it's just kind of he gets the cows cycled. So he plays the cows. I play my cows. Like I said at the right time, what I should have done was played Labard. What happens here is that cow gets shielded, doesn't die, gets dropped in, and just does a lot of damage here. With the plus of the frontier, he's not able to finish it out, but that's just really lowers it. and makes it prime for this next situation here. I should have probably played the coop behind New Kid there, but it works out okay here. This is where things go wrong. The drow dies to the frontier. That was a mistake on my part. I didn't think about the AoE. This is one of, this is like the 4th game I played, so usually any mistakes I make are on this account. The Frontier Bradley we play thinking, okay, when these coops spawn, we'll be able to take it, but the slave dies quicker than I think, and the Frontier gets in trouble, and the Frontier dies there. If the Frontier would have survived there, it would have been much more dangerous here, because that coop would have done more damage, and it just would have been much more dangerous. But as it stands now, we do take the bar, but the drow survives, which I think is something important to note there. And I misplayed that there. I should have put that in front of New Kid. I don't know what I was thinking there. Would have protected this bar. The Paladin saves him just in time. And now we're in trouble. I should have just played the cows. That was a bad Psalm. I should have played my cows. I should have raced him for it. I was thinking that because he played the cows, maybe he wouldn't have the energy for the power bind. But the cows... And the cows did that thing... Like, not that I think I was going to stop them, but the cows did that thing where they attacked like 3 times quickly. Like, watch this. That top cow hits and then immediately hits again. Or the second cow hit twice is what it was. The middle cow did. Sometimes they just attack way faster. I never really understood why. Sometimes it takes them forever to attack. Sometimes they'll go boom, boom, boom. It's very strange. But that was the first loss we've taken on an account other than this one in quite some time. So this is an Illuminated going up against them with the Adventure Lock. We'll see how it goes. This is actually a pretty good lead, but like I said, now we're left with a bunch of shitty cards. So we're going to wait it out here and hopefully shield the blast. Potentially. No, we're going to use it right now and shield the blast and the damage from the cows. So that's good. But the low-level Labard doesn't deal with stuff as well as you'd hope. But our cows are just bursting through, so we feel like we're doing pretty good here. He's got the high-level hamsters. The hamsters getting protected. That Grand Wizard is what we're worried about. We can only play the slave on the bottom to deal with it. He's got the level 6s here. He's got the levels on us. We have the slave level 4 that we just got to play back. We're just worried about getting to our cows. Our only hope is to get to the cows, cycle to the cows. So we're going to play Stan. We're going to do everything we can to kill everything that we can, deal with what we can, and prevent him from taking too many bars too quick because all we got to do is cycle. So that was good for us. 2 energy. He's not going to spend dealing with stuff. Can we kill the Grand Wizard with this Paladin level 5 before he gets the ability off? It's going to be close. Do we do it? Oh, we do. And then the cows come out. We're ready to go. We play the cows on the Timmy. They should get dealt with. The one cock gets 1 damage on the Timmy. No, the Timmy isn't getting dealt with, but the hamster is coming out, getting the shield, the Paladin perfectly. No! See what I mean? That cow did the double hit. Look at that. Look at this second cow here. The middle cow. 1 hit. Oh, no. That's the third cow. 1 hit. 1. 2 hits. See that? Isn't that crazy? Look at... Okay. Watch this. Look at how long the top cow takes to do its second attack, and look at how long the bottom cow takes to do its second attack. Look at the glaring difference. Top cow attacks. 1, 2, 3. The second cow gets his second attack off before the first cow gets his attack off. I mean, that is just insane. Cows are so damn good. Cows are very good. It's unfortunate, but they're a staple in Team Wars as it seems. And luckily, on every single one of my accounts, I have them at level 6, which I think is enough. Level 7 gives you a bit of an edge, but not usually enough to matter versus most people. But if you're evenly matched, that might be all that matters, is just that extra little bit of health that the cows survive to maybe get that bar. Because you saw a couple times my cows were 1 hit away from taking 2 bars a lot of the time. So if they had an extra 100 health collectively, they very well could do much more damage at that level 7, especially when you have Frontier boosting them, stuff like that. So, but you saw plain and simple right there that it's glitchy, the attack speed. So like you have to be very wary. You can't just be like, oh, that cow will get killed. No, you got to deal with the cows. You can't just think, oh, that cow is almost dead. There's no way he gets another hit off. He might hit twice. It's terrible. I don't know how you could be so inconsistent with coding with that. Don't know. Might just be a visual glitch. I don't think so. The cow's attack speed is that slow. They did nerf it twice, I think. When they originally came out, dude, they hit so fast, and I think they charged faster towards a new kid. But I think they increased the charge damage, though. They did do that, I think. So that kind of countered it a little bit. I think it's a little broken that the charge gets a boost, though. Because if you charge something through if you charge through something with Commander Hat, they all have like plus 130. You wipe through shit with that Stampede. Like, it's crazy. You're one-shotting assassins when you go through. It's crazy. But anyway, that does it on YouTube for this. I appreciate you guys watching this one. These longer ones, I really appreciate you watching them through. Watch them twice. The longer you watch them, I'm really close to the watch hours for monetization. So anything you can do to help, I appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. About half the people watching haven't subscribed yet. It means a lot to me if you have. Our numbers are skyrocketing. Once we pass 1,000, we're already up almost to 1,100. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support. Check out all my channels. Links in the bio, the description. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Posts almost daily on those. We'll see you guys on the next one. Next week this usually posts on Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday. We'll see you. And if you want to see this live, you don't want to wait till Tuesday, come hang out with us on Twitch. Monday nights, we do this every time. We'll see you guys. Peace out.